More education, less garbage. Mexico City. My role for this task is education, my problem is garbage, and my scientific tool is bioethics. I choose Mexico City because it's the main city in the country, as it is the capital where most of the things are concentrated in and where most of Mexican population lives. Contextualization. In Mexico, 86,343 tons of garbage are gathered every day. This means 770 grams per person, and they are generated principally in housings, buildings, streets and avenues, parks, and gardens. National level, 87% of the dustbins are sky open, and the other 13% are stuffed sanitary. More than the half of the garbage that is generated in the whole country is gathered in seven entities: 3.6 in Nuevo León, 3.7 in Tamaulipas, 4.3 in Guanajuato, 5.2 in Veracruz, 7.6 in Jalisco, 9.6 in Mexico City, 19.7 in Ciudad de Mexico, and 46.3 in the rest of the country. Bioethics studies legal, ethical, and social issues in biology and medicine. Its use when new discoveries in science will affect living creatures such as man, animals, or nature. Bioethics is relatively new. Sergeant Shriver claims he invented the world in 1970 while discussing the application of moral philosophy to medical dilemmas. Bioethics is mainly applied in medicine. Since the word means bio, life, and ethics, it refers to know if it's morally correct the use of certain thing in a living body. Problem. Education in a society is the axis towards which its development gravitates. It is unbearable to find communities having an ample education system while others do not have the minimum materials or human resources to basically educate a population. A developed society will be the achieving a good quality education, accessible to all its population. Garbage education and bioethics can be related easily. In Mexico, but mainly in Mexico City, the population is not educated as it should be. No one cares about throwing up garbage in the streets. That ends up polluting our country, the water, the animals, the plants, etc. The main goal is to solve this problem applying bioethics to raise awareness in all the Mexicans about the importance of not throwing garbage in the streets, classify it in organic and inorganic, reduce wastes and reuse more. This will be achieved by educating people, but most important kids. The purpose of this is to teach Mexicans since they are children, so they can grow up with abilities and responsibilities of separating garbage. Investigation and research. Separation of garbage. In Mexico, only the 11% of the gathered garbage is separated every day. 46 of every 100 homes separate the garbage. In Mexico, there are places called centers of collection produced by the municipalities or delegations to receive all kinds of materials to be separated, classified, or to give them a treatment for reuse them. This includes electronics and electrodomestics, copper, bronze and lead, paper and paperboard, PET, glass, iron, sheet and steel, plastic, aluminum, among others. Throw garbage in the streets, lack of education and responsibility. The lack of education and culture of the people who throws garbage in the streets is one of the reasons of floods in season of rains, since the waste obstruct the sewers of the city. To throw garbage in the streets is provoking that the sewers wrap up and therefore generating problems for the inhabitants. When the brigades of cleanliness effect the works of recompilation, most of the waste that they find is bottles of plastic that obstruct the sewers. 75% of the waste they find is PET material. Hypotheses, variables, dependent, clean country, classified garbage, bioethics, education at home and at school. Independent, throw garbage in the street, ecology education on garbage production and management. If people is educated at home and at school of not throwing garbage in the streets and classifying it, then we will have a cleaner country. If Mexicans study bioethics, then Mexico will receive ecology education on garbage production and management. Methodology: research for information about my role using the resources of the digital library, internet resources, books, magazines, and newspaper. Research about my problem and how it affects society. Research about my technological tool and how it can be implemented in order to improve or solve my problem. Check all the information and determine what is really useful to specify my work. Determine which are the independent variables and the dependent ones. Using the variables, determine the hypothesis. Prove if the hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Show the results in a table, in an infographic, graph, etc. Conclude and pass all my sources in APA. Data analysis. According to the information found, applying bioethics to the Mexicans, since they are kids, would help make conscious about the importance of not throwing garbage in the streets, the importance of classifying garbage, etc. And they will make the change since they learn the right thing to do and grow up with this idea. Nowadays, in conformity with the inventory of solid residues of Mexico City, more than 8,008,051 inhabitants of Mexico City in average generate 2,893 daily tons of garbage. Likewise, we may focus on reducing the wastes as they end in the incorrect places, polluting and affecting the environment. People should be more aware of recycling, reducing, and reusing. Results. For results, I decided to make an infographic that showed the main reasons of why people throw garbage in the streets in Mexico City. The main purpose is to publish this infographic in as many sources as possible to get to all the Mexicans, especially to the kids. Why people throw garbage in the streets? The garbage is not the problem is us. Number 1. For lack of education in the matter, ignorance of the direct and indirect consequences, and irresponsibility. Number 2. Because there is no civic culture of throwing the garbage in the correct place. Number 3. That people doesn't have conscious of taking care of the environment. Number 4. For lack of moral responsibility. Number 5. People throws garbage in the street because they don't receive good education at home and they don't have conscience for taking care of the environment and classifying their wastes. Number 6. The principal reasons that the people throws garbage in the street is a lack of education concerning the topic, lack of constant correction to the bad practices and small valuation towards the others. Conclusions. For this project, I established two hypotheses. The first one said that if people is educated at home and at school of not throwing garbage in the streets and classifying it, then we will have a cleaner country. This hypothesis is approved because if Mexicans receive education on the garbage subject, we will be more careful and prepared about it. They won't throw it in the streets and we will have a cleaner city. The second one said that if Mexicans study bioethics, then Mexico will receive ecology education. This hypothesis is also approved. If bioethics is applied to Mexicans, Mexicans will be more conscious about the impact of all the wastes that are produced daily. The problem is not all the garbage that is generated. The problem is us, how we manage all these wastes, where we throw all our garbage, if we classify it or not, etc. The garbage is something we can't stop. It's normal to produce it. Nevertheless, it's in us the whereabouts of it. It's in us to make the country change, to have a clean place and educate all the Mexicans on the subject that really matters. This project is relevant to me and others because throwing garbage in the street is a problem that affects everyone. The consequences of this issue remain and damage our environment and our city. It makes it look dirty and neglected. Beside all the health problems a polluted city causes to the inhabitants, it's a problem that generates more and more problems. That's why this project should be relevant to everyone and concern the Mexicans to make the change and educate themselves in this matter. It's never too late and small actions make big changes.